On the evening of August 27th, 2022, Vaishali Balsara left home saying to her husband that she was going to meet a friend and had some work to do, so she would return home after a little while. Her husband, Harsh Balsara, did not ask her much because Vaishali was a singer and often needed to meet many people for performances. At 6:45 p.m., Vaishali left in her car, but after several hours had passed and she still had not returned home, Harsh called her. However, her phone was switched off. He then called relatives and acquaintances, but no one had any information about Vaishali. Harsh began to worry about her. He immediately took his car and went out looking for her. Despite searching a lot, he found neither Vaishali nor did she answer his calls. Harsh thought that perhaps Vaishali was busy with work and might return late at night. With this thought, he returned home to wait for her. The whole night passed while he waited, but Vaishali did not return home. The next morning, Harsh Balsara went straight to the police station and filed a report about his wife's disappearance. Meanwhile, the Valsad police immediately started searching for Vaishali. They searched all day from morning till evening but could not find her. However, on the same day, August 28th, 2022, in the evening, a person was walking by the riverbank in the party area of Valsad city. When he moved off the main road onto another street, he noticed a car parked by the river, which looked abandoned. The person went a little closer to the car, but when he peered inside, he was horrified to find a girl's body inside. He immediately called the police since this area also fell under the jurisdiction of the party police. A team from the Valsad police arrived at the crime scene. However, upon seeing the condition of the car and the body, the police quickly realized that this was a murder case because there were signs of strangulation on the neck of the corpse. The most alarming thing was that the way the body was stuffed into the car could not have been a natural death. Additionally, the car keys and the woman's mobile phone were missing. To further investigate the case, the police needed to identify the deceased girl first. Coincidentally, that same morning, Harsh had filed a report about his wife's disappearance. In his complaint, Harsh stated that his wife had left home on August 27th to meet someone but did not return afterward. In this context, the police first called Harsh and asked him to come to the crime scene to identify the body found by the riverbank in Party. They told him that they had found a woman's corpse in a Baleno car and that he should hurry to the scene to identify it, as it might be his wife. Upon hearing this, Harsh rushed to the crime scene. As soon as he saw his wife's car and her body, he broke down in tears. It was now clear that the deceased girl was none other than Harsh's wife, Vaishali Balsara. By now, the police department and the locals also recognized Harsh and his wife Vaishali because they were familiar faces in the area. Vaishali was a famous Garba singer, and her husband Harsh was a well-known guitarist. But now the question was, how did Vaishali get killed? Who took her life inside her own car in this secluded area of the city? What enmity could Vaishali have had with anyone? Was this the result of a tangled relationship, a property dispute, or something else? To find out all this, the police first sent Vaishali's body for a post-mortem and began questioning her husband, Harshi. However, during the questioning, the police did not get much information from Harsh. He only told the police that Vaishali had left home on Saturday to meet someone, but he did not know where she was going or who she was meeting. Therefore, he had no idea who Vaishali might have been with in her final moments. The police realized from Harsh's statements and his manner of speaking that he was not trying to hide anything from them. So, after the initial questioning, the police gave Harsh a clean chit, meaning he was no longer under suspicion. However, the challenge for the police was how to reach Vaishali's killers. For this, the Valsad police formed 8 different police teams along with technical surveillance, assigning them their respective tasks. The police first obtained the call details of Vaishali's mobile phone and began scanning CCTV footage along the entire route from Vaishali's house to the crime scene. In this effort, 2 clues came to the police's attention. The first was that the police found in Vaishali's call details that she had spoken to a woman named Babita Kaushik both before and after leaving her house. The second clue was that Babita Kaushik was seen on several CCTV cameras around the crime scene on the evening of August 27th. These 2 pieces of information matched perfectly, and the police also learned that Babita Kaushik was a very close friend of Vaishali. Following this, the police decided to bring Babita to the police station for questioning without delay. However, the problem for the police was that Babita, who was under suspicion, was actually 9 months pregnant and could give birth at any time. Therefore, it would not be appropriate to interrogate her harshly, as it could endanger both Babita and the unborn child. Nevertheless, it was necessary to question her. To address this, the police called in a medical officer to conduct the questioning in Babita's presence. Although the police felt that Babita had some involvement in the murder based on the evidence they had gathered, as well as her body language, it was still necessary to connect all the dots. As soon as the police began questioning Babita, many secrets about the murder started to unfold one after another. During the interrogation, Babita initially denied going towards the party area of the city on the 27th, but when the police mentioned having multiple CCTV footages, she admitted that she had indeed gone to party in the evening and met her friend Vaishali there. The police then devised another tactic to test Babita and trap her in her own statements. They asked her if she had seen Vaishali with anyone else, to which Babita immediately replied that Vaishali was in her car with 2 people that day. The police then deliberately showed Babita a photo of a person who had nothing to do with the case. Since Babita was already trying to evade the matter, she looked at the photo of the unknown person and said, "Yes, I saw this person with Vaishali that day." This made it clear that Babita was still lying. The police then confronted Babita with the truth and informed her that by lying like this, she had trapped herself in her own statements, as the person she claimed to have seen with Vaishali did not even know her. After a bit of strict questioning, Babita confessed to her crime. But what could have caused 9-month pregnant Babita, who was about to give birth any day, to plan the murder of her own friend Vaishali? However, it was not possible for pregnant Babita to murder her friend Vaishali alone, indicating that someone else must have been involved in the murder. But now the question arose, who could that person be? Soon, the police got the answer. About a year before this incident, Vaishali and Babita had met at a function. They exchanged numbers and began talking on the phone, which eventually led to a friendship between them. Their friendship grew so much that whenever Babita needed money, she would ask Vaishali for help, and Vaishali would lend her the money. Over time, Vaishali lent Babita a total of rupee 1 lakh at different times. But now Vaishali was demanding her money back, which Babita did not want to return. This caused Babita a lot of stress because her financial condition was such that she could not pay back Vaishali's debt. However, she had told Vaishali that she could not return such a large sum all at once, but would repay it gradually. Vaishali accepted this, but in reality, Babita did not want to return the money at all. Gradually, due to that debt of rupee 1 lakh, bitterness started creeping into their relationship. When Vaishali began to pressurize Babita to repay the money, Babita thought, why not eliminate Vaishali altogether? Babita was active at that time, and she spoke to Sukhwinder Singh. Sukhwinder Singh was ready to take Vaishali's life, but for this, he demanded 10 lakh rupees from Babita. Babita started negotiating with him, and then it was agreed to kill Vaishali for 5 lakh rupees. Sukhwinder also couldn't do this alone, so he involved his friend Trilok Singh in this conspiracy. On the other hand, Vaishali was also a good friend of Babita and trusted her a lot. Whenever Babita called Vaishali somewhere, she would go to Babita without thinking twice. On the evening of August 27th, Babita called Vaishali and gave her a pretext of returning borrowed money. After that, according to the planned scheme, on the evening of August 27th, Babita and 2 hired killers reached an abandoned diamond factory in the party area of Valsad. Babita had arrived on her scooter, but as per the plan, she parked her scooter about 1 kilometer before the crime scene. From there, Babita took an auto and reached the abandoned diamond factory. She also called Vaishali to that same diamond factory and party. After receiving Babita's call, Vaishali went to the factory to collect the money. Babita was already waiting for her there. After that, Babita sat in Vaishali's car and talked for a long time. Babita had brought 5 lakh rupees with her, which she handed to Vaishali, telling her to check the money. Vaishali started counting the money, but then the 2 hired killers arrived and stood there. Babita introduced them as her cousins and made them sit in Vaishali's car, but as soon as they entered the car, they first made Vaishali unconscious by having her inhale chloroform and then strangled her to death. After that, they placed the body on the back seat and, intending to destroy the evidence, took Vaishali's body to the riverside in her car. There, they left the car and the body in an abandoned state and fled. Babita had brought 5 lakh rupees with her, which she was supposed to give to Vaishali. But to get rid of Vaishali, she gave that same 5 lakh rupees to the hired killers as payment. Based on this statement, the police arrested Babita and also arrested a hired killer, Suckwinder, from Punjab. However, the most shocking part of this entire incident was that Vaishali had hidden the fact that she had given Babita 5 lakh rupees from her husband, Hairs. In other words, Vaishali never let her husband know that she had lent such a large amount to Babita. Her husband, Hairs, didn't even know where Vaishali got so much money from. Moreover, even on the day of the incident, when Babita called Vaishali under the pretext of paying back the money, Vaishali did not inform her husband that she was going to collect the 25 lakh she had lent to Babita. This was why, when a missing person report was filed for Vaishali, Hairs did not mention anything about the 5 lakh. If the call details of Vaishali's phone had not revealed her last conversation with Babita, and if Babita had not been captured on the CCTV camera heading towards the factory that day, perhaps this secret of Vaishali would have been buried forever with her death. However, the horrifying conspiracy of a pregnant woman and her betrayal of her own friend shocked the entire state of Gujarat. The police also couldn't believe that Vaishali's closest friend, Babita, would turn out to be her killer. After that, the police prepared a charge sheet and presented it in court, where they were sent to jail. Currently, regarding this case, actions are still being taken against all the accused involved in the murder, conspiracy, and destruction of evidence against Vaishali. Friends, the purpose of narrating this incident is not to hurt anyone's feelings or disturb anyone, but to make you aware and alert. Friends, what is your opinion about this entire incident? Please share your thoughts in the comments box. And if you liked our effort, do like and share this video. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so. Thank you.